Hello, people. Here, nice sunny Minnesota. It's well, probably in the 40s, but it's sunny outside. There's not snowing. Minnesota's slowly warming up, very slowly. Life in Minnesota. I'm doing my favorite things booktube tag for the fun. It looked like a fun tag. So, in my next video, I think I'm gonna try to do my own book tag and tag a few people. Just see if I can do it. See if I can get one that's interesting. But this is the my favorite things tag with 15 questions. I think I took one question out because I didn't want to answer it. Didn't interest me. I think I did this about a week ago and I lost track of what I was doing. It's been a long week and a half. What is today? Monday? To tell you, I don't remember what day it is. Been busy. Anyway, what is your favorite musician or band? Johnny Cash, Neil Diamond, Gordon Lightfoot. Band? I don't even have one really. Not really. I mean, I've always liked Johnny Cash. There's nothing like about Johnny Cash. I actually more like classical music, really. I like Beethoven, Mozart, Tchaikovsky. Yes, I like classical music. I love classical music. Beethoven being the greatest of them all. But yeah, I mean, band. I should have thought. I don't think there was a band I actually go out of my way to watch. I mean, when I was younger, it was Pink Floyd, but that was many years ago. And I mean many years ago. It's over 40 odd years ago. So, but yeah, probably Johnny Cash. Hey, I like Johnny Cash. Top 3 favorite films. Well, the problem with that question really is it depends on the type of film, because you would have to go out of history film. Do I like top 3, or my favorite adventure film, or science fiction? So for me, I can't answer the question unless it's specific. So what I'll do is I'll just do my top, probably favorite history films at the most part, if I can remember most of them. Gettysburg would be the first one. I like that movie. Probably The Longest Day, A Bridge Too Far, Glory, Hell is for Heroes, very good early Steve McQueen film. To Hell and Back, Eddie Murphy movie. And basically your brain always goes blank when I do this. I should write that down, but it does. For me, for a favorite film, it would have to be a certain genre. Why is my phone ringing? Excuse me. I thought I turned the silly thing off. Oh well. Anyway, but yeah, for me to have a top favorite 3 films, it would have to be the type of film. I mean, science fiction, probably Alien, certainly Alien. The Nadir Stood Still. I can't answer that question specifically because it really does depend on the type of film. I don't really have. Well, Abbott and Costello would be my favorite comedy films. I love Abbott and Costello. They got me through some real tough times in the late 70s. I enjoy those movies. Even their bad films were worth watching. But probably history would be my favorite kind of film to watch. So you got Gettysburg, The Longest Day, A Bridge Too Far, Great Escape, Bridge of the River Kwai, even though that film is historically inaccurate because the bridge is still there. Biography films. It would depend on the genre, as I keep saying, but I do like movies. I like good movies. I like psychological movies, and the last good psychological movie, per se, if you want to call it that, was The Joker with Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah, that was a good movie, and he deserved his best actor Oscar. What is my favorite scent? Hot chocolate, or in this case, cold chocolate, but it's still chocolate. I love the smell of chocolate. And tea. Being half British, my mother is English after all. I am half English. That is where I was born. I was born in England. I was a military brat, but I was still born in England. That's where my mother is from. If you were to meet my mother, half of her words that come out of her mouth or words that only English people say, or words they would use. It is quite entertaining when I talk to her on the phone. But yeah, my favorite scent is chocolate, and being half English, tea, Earl Grey tea, of course. Favorite Disney film? Actually, believe it or not, it's Lady and the Tramp. I've always said this every time it comes up. My favorite Disney movie cartoon has always been Lady and the Tramp. I can't tell you why. I just remember liking it as a kid, and that's always been my favorite movie, and is Disney. And probably then 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea would follow. Probably 101 Dalmatians. Probably even The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, but mostly my favorite film was Lady and the Tramp. Don't know why. Don't know why it appealed to me in some odd way, but it did. But, you know. Favorite season? Fall and winter. I know that's 2 seasons, but here in Minnesota, it's 1 day of fall and the rest is all winter. I mean, I live in a state where it's cold about 6 months out of the year, if not more. I ride a bike. So I ride a bike pretty much all year long in this cold. And yes, it is cold. I actually don't mind it, actually. I mean, yeah, granted, after a while, you want it to get a little warmer. You want it to get at least above 30 degrees would be nice. Hey, I live in a cold state. Deal with it. I actually like riding at night, though. I ride at night. I ride in the winter. I ride in the snow. I ride in the cold. I like fall and winter. I like summer. I've lived in enough hot places in my life to realize I like places that have seasons, which is why I like Minnesota. When I lived in Florida, there was only 2 seasons, hot and hotter. And well, Hawaii was fun. It had good temperatures. And Japan was good temperatures. I told you it was a military brat. But anyway, let's see. Favorite shirt or clothing? Well, there's that shirt, my writing shirt. I have 2 writing shirts, 2 history shirts. I have 1 shirt with dinosaurs on it, in case I do actually get to Pelosia, or the center of the Earth, or at the Earth's core. I will have a chart of all the animals I will be seeing. I do have 1 other one, but it's faced with a saber-toothed tiger, which is actually not a tiger, it's a lion. But that would be prehistoric, and that's not a dinosaur shirt. But that's one of my favorite shirts. And my Dodger shirt. I have a lot of t-shirts. A lot of shirts with nothing on them, and shirts that have something on them. Mostly, well, one, because either I like them, or I use them for work. My job destroys shirts. It gets away with it. They destroy gloves, too. But probably my writing shirt, maybe my top favorite one, which is why I'm wearing it. My shirt that says I study history and I know stuff. I like that one. I have some of my superhero shirts, like my Superman shirt, my Green Lantern shirt, my Flash shirt. Shirt that has the Beatles on it. One that has a picture of the La Miserable, that covering, that picture they always show. But anyway, this one's probably my favorite shirt. Being a writer, I would think so. Favorite seasonal drink? I somehow accidentally did I already know? Well, my favorite seasonal drink is again hot chocolate or chocolate. Basically chocolate. I have a thing for chocolate. I drink a lot of hot chocolate, a lot of chocolate milk and tea, but probably hot chocolate, of course. Favorite author? Once again, it depends on the subject of the book. But when it comes to writers who influenced me to become a writer, probably Robert Louis Stevenson is probably number 1 on that list. Ernest Hemingway's on that list. Stephen Crane is certainly on that list. It would probably go Robert Louis Stevenson, then Stephen Crane. And probably then Mark Twain. I like Mark Twain. I like Robert Louis Stevenson. I liked his books. I liked his stories. Jack London, despite the fact that we all know what Jack London was, despite the best effort of some people to whitewash it, the man was what he was. I mean, he was a socialist. He was a racist. He was a lot of things, but he also was a very good writer. But he influenced me as a kid to write stories about nature, Robert Louis Stevenson, I think because of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, he got me into studying human psychology, which is probably why he is my favorite author. Because when I write my stuff, I'm dealing more with human psychology. I like what goes on inside the head. But yeah, he would be my favorite author. But he still is, Robert Louis Stevenson. Yeah, it also does depend on the subject. I mean, if you were to talk about plays, it would be Henrik Ibsen, Eugene O'Neill, and William Shakespeare. If you want to talk about history books, it would be Stephen Sears or Bruce Cotton. If you were talking about some other subjects, see, I can't answer that question like I can't really answer the movie one. 100% this would be it because it would depend on the subject. If it's history or a biography or a western or anything, it does depend on the subject. But Robert Louis Stevenson probably influenced me the most. Probably Stephen Crane did, and probably Mark Twain did. Probably those top three. Because my favorite Mark Twain book is The Connecticut Yankee and King Arthur's Court. I love that book. Oh, excuse me. Favorite spot for reading and writing. I read a lot in the tub. I do. I read in the tub. I like reading in the tub where it's nice and boiling hot water, which would probably boil most people alive. I like it. I read a lot in the tub. I will bring a book to work because I have 30 minutes before I have to do anything, so I'm reading a book at work. Writing, I do here. If I'm either that or I bring one of my notebooks with me, and I'll write stuff and jot down ideas and thoughts and notes for future writing. But 95% of the time, if I'm writing anything, it's here. And this is my writing spot. This is my library. My library, my office, my everything. This is my TARDIS. For all you Doctor Who fans out there, this is my TARDIS. This is where I write. I'll do some reading here, but usually it's in the tub. Or if I go out to the park, I'll sit in the park and do some reading. I'll read at Barnes & Noble. The top one, oddly enough, is in the tub. Because I don't go to B&N that much. I try to go at least once a week, but usually I'm there for writing purposes. So yeah, writing with me here and B&N when I go. I used to go to B&N a lot more than I've done lately. I'm trying to get back into that frame of mind of going to B&N again to do some writing. Ever since the pandemic of political nonsense, I haven't had a chance to really go back to that part of my life. I'm slowly getting back into doing that. I was there not this Sunday, but the last Sunday. Get some writing there. Favorite food and dessert? Blueberry mountain pie. The greatest substance on the planet. I can make it. It's delicious. It's wonderful. Blueberry mountain pie. Ambrosia of the gods. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's good. Yes, I know. I should be calmed down. Favorite time of the day? Well, I get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, walk the dog, feed the dog, putz around, get ready to go to work. I leave at 3:45 to go to work to be at 5 o'clock in the morning. 5 o'clock in the morning to go to work, or to be at work, I should say. Probably still morning though. I am a morning person. I really am. I am a morning person. So even though I've spent about a quarter of it up and going to work and at work, I'm still a morning person. I usually start writing about 12 though. If I can do any writing in that day, I'll probably do writing around 12 o'clock to 4 or somewhere around there. I try to anyway. So probably a mixture of somewhere between the morning and afternoon, late morning, early afternoon. If that makes any sense. Let's see, favorite color. Probably gray. Probably gray and blue and black. Probably be a tie for those three. I just do. Top 3 YouTube channels. Well, there's Michael K. Vaughan's channel, which I've learned a lot from and do appreciate him giving me some ideas and giving me the inspiration to keep going, because I really was going to give up. But I thought, you know what? I'm not going to. I'm not going to stop. Because I actually don't mind doing this. I just had to figure out how I was going to do it. So I learned a lot from Michael's channel. Criminally, I like his channel as well. He is a fellow Englishman, even though I don't have an accent like he does. I was born there. I was born in Suffolk. England. And I like his channel. I like how he presents stuff. He's fun to listen to. The Nerdy Narrative, I like her channel. I forget what her last name is. Leslie is her first name. But she reads a lot. I enjoy her channel. It's a lot of fun. And those are the only top three I'm going to mention now, because I usually kind of, at the moment, listen to them more than anybody else. I do listen to other people, but those three are probably right now the top three, which is what the question says. So I'll stick to those three. And I do appreciate their input when they input, and I like their videos. They are fun to watch. Their personalities are very fun to watch. Favorite musical or play? Well, that's easy for me. Fiddler on the Roof. Fiddler on the Roof is the greatest musical ever created, and I will defriend you if you tell me otherwise. No, not really. But I do. I am Jewish, after all. I like Fiddler on the Roof. Probably my favorite all-time musical. My favorite play? Well, it says play. I don't know if I have a favorite play. I mean, Shakespeare, sure. Hamlet, Richard III, Henry V. Well, I don't know if Hamlet would be against. Well, it's a play. It doesn't say historical. It just says play. Outside of Shakespeare, maybe Emperor and Galilean by Ibsen. Eugene O'Neill, probably Long Day's Journey into Night. Maybe The Irishman Cometh. I like plays. I write them. I write them as well as I write everything else I do. But yeah, probably my favorite music. Well, my favorite musical. I learn to slow down. Be nice. Musical is Fiddler on the Roof. I do like My Fair Lady. I like that musical. I like Camelot. I don't like Sound of Music. I'm sorry. It's boring. It's boring. I'm sorry. It's boring. Just like, never mind. And I like Christopher Plummer, and I like Julie Andrews, but I'm sorry. Sound of Music is boring. Yeah, I'm trying to think of it. The Greatest Showman. That was a good musical. I like that one. That might be my second favorite musical, with Hugh Jackman. But yeah, let's see. Favorite place I visited. Wow. I've been thinking about that, and I can't really. I mean, I would like to have enjoyed Tombstone when I was there many, many years ago, but it was too touristy. It felt like Disneyland. It felt Disney. It felt tourified. It felt like a tourist place. It didn't feel like the Old West. It felt like a tourist destination. I wanted to like it. I did. I mean, that was interesting, but it wasn't. It didn't feel like the Tombstone of the 1880s. It felt like a tourist destination. The Grand Canyon was cool. I've been to the Black Hills. That was cool. Been to Alcatraz. I was 13 when that happened. But my favorite place to visit. Well, I mean, one of my favorite places to live was Japan. I loved that. That was fun. But I could not come up with one that was my place to visit. I mean, I wish. Oh well, I'll think about that one. But I've been to a lot of places, been to a lot of things, and I don't know if I have a favorite. I would like to visit Gettysburg. That would become my favorite thing. Favorite place to visit when I get there. That'll be my favorite place when I ever visit Gettysburg. Okay, well, that's that for that one. I'm trying to do another video later today. Behave yourselves, people. Please comment, subscribe. Just comment, subscribe, watch. Try to behave yourselves, of course, because you know I won't. I will see you all later. Later.